Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before starting, subscribe and like the videos, it really helps a lot. The content from this video are taken from the web novel and manga series of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now please enjoy the video.
Part 2 is what I was thinking until I recognize you as the A-rank adventurer who defeated a stray dragon, the lone horseman, Rudeus of the Quagmire. I challenge you to a customary courtship duel. While I was on the way to the library, I was challenged to a duel. After turning around, what was reflected in my eyes was a beautiful girl. A girl with dark skin and flowing dark blue hair that was gathered behind her. In terms of age, she should be 17 or 18. Her mouth was tightly linked and her looks in a single word would be dignified. If I were to say it, then I guess it would be something like a female warrior. Her clothes were an ultramarine color that stood out. I wonder if she likes blue. Her chest was reasonable. She seems to have quite the nice bit of muscle as well. On her hip was a long sword with a curve that is commonly used by the sword god-style swordsman. Her clothes weren't a uniform, but swordsman-like clothes. Such a girl was looking in my direction. If I were to state it precisely, she was looking at the person in front of me with a surprised face. She was looking at the untalented beast race covered in fuzzy hair that challenged me to a duel. That's right. The one that said it was an untalented man. No matter how you look at it, he wasn't a magician, he was a dog-eared beast race with bulging muscles. The girl was probably just passing by. I think anyone would be surprised if a large man nearby suddenly said something like that. It is that sort of season right now after all. She probably was wondering if it was said to herself. Well, putting aside the girl. The problem is the man. I'm a man and this guy is a man. That would mean that I received a challenge to a duel from a man. It's a huge problem. Isn't it that the courtship duels that are popular during this season? Indeed. Huh? Sorry about this, but, even if I look like this, I'm generally normal, so please excuse me from the homosexual stuff. Please allow me to humbly reject this offer. It seems there's a bit of a misunderstanding. Excuse me, since I have piano practice, I will now take my leave from this place if you please. After I rejected him, without listening to anything further, I left the place. I acted just as Fitz-senpai told me. Wait. Is what I was going for, but the hairy man jumped up with a loud sound. And then he jumped over me and landed in front of me. It was a jumping strength almost like reverse joints. He could become a dragon knight. You have no right to reject. My name is Buruku Adorudia. I seek marriage with Pursena with the intent to become the head of the Adorudia. Pursena-senpai is currently in the dorm taking an in-heat holiday, so please ask over there. After saying that, Buruku shook his head and spat out an insult. According to the words left behind by Pursena-sama, I have identified you as the boss of the group. I have heard of your fame from Gai's Dono. That act of freezing the entire forest during the rainy season. That ability that allowed you to kill a red dragon as a lone horseman. It's certainly a true ability appropriate for one that rules this school. You're not lacking as an opponent. Lone horseman, you've been saying it since just now, but I travel by foot, you know. Well, it's fine though. What will happen if I refuse? As the boss of the group, you have an obligation to accept the duel. Let's sort things out a bit. In other words, the other day after I defeated Rinia and Pursena in a duel, I've come to be known as their boss. If you desire for the B*TCH under the boss, then defeating the boss is how it goes. Then, if he were to defeat me, he would get his hands on Pursena as the prize. It seems that accepting a duel is the obligation of the group's boss. I didn't become the boss of that group of girls because I wanted to, but it seems that it doesn't matter. It's the animal rule. In other words, if I were to intentionally lose, I would be dismissed as the boss of the group, and Pursena would become this guy's bride. After this, it would stand to reason that guys like this would no longer have a reason to come and challenge me to a duel. Now I advance, let's fight. Without waiting for my response, Buruku yelled out loudly and came leaping at me. Well, what the? He was all talk. He came plunging at me from the front, caught his legs in a bog, and was knocked out with a rock bullet. Around 3 seconds, I'd say. It seems I somehow or other defeated him reflexively, but after giving it some thought, there's really no need for me to lose intentionally. It doesn't seem like Pursena intends to marry anyone for the time being as well. In other words, what was written on the letter, "We'll trouble you," is this sort of thing. I don't really care how they just threw it onto me, but if the opponents are at this level then I can deal with them somehow or other, it should be fine I guess. While I was thinking lightly about it as such, I was attacked 5 times on the way to the library. They were all people calling out that they've waited for this day. Rinia and Pursena are really popular. I wonder what's so good about those two. Their body? No, it seems that many of them haven't even seen their face. In other words, it's status. The first guy did say he wanted to become the patriarch after all. They want to become the leader that much, huh? Which area aviation staff officer are you? However, it seems that they've already decided the order in line to duel. The guys who tried to pick a fight with me on the way ended up being yelled at over skipping in line. This and that all seems to be customs of the beast race. The beast race really is all about their customs. Really, these damn beast races, however, as mysterious as it is, they didn't come raiding the inside of the library. I guess they were told from the school side not to act violently inside of the buildings. Or else this might be another custom of the beast race. I don't know, but in any case it's a shelter for a short while. Part 3 in the evening. Fitz Senpai showed up in the library. Rudeus-kun, it's become something amazing outside. What have you done? He was giving me a look with a bit of blame in it. Nothing, it seems that if you want to take Rinia and Pursena as your bride you have to defeat me. What's that? Since Fitz Senpai's brow dropped I explained it in detail. It seems that since I defeated Rinia and Pursena they've come to recognize me as their boss. In other words it seems to be something like if you defeat the boss then you get your hands on the girl. After finishing the explanation, Fitz Senpai was making a bit of a sullen face. That shouldn't be the case. You aren't the patriarch of the Dodorudia race. You might have won over them once, but you shouldn't have the right to accompany them. After all that's true, huh? That would be right wouldn't it? If that were the case then I should have more freedom to do as I please with the bodies of those two. Even though that's the case, how are we supposed to make them give up? HNN. Even if you say it, the beast race won't stop during this season after all. Fitz Senpai put his hand to his chin and thought while nodding. In reality, there shouldn't be any need for you to be their opponent, but even they would give up and return if they are defeated in a duel. Does that mean in the end I still have to accept the duel? That's what it comes down to. You sure say that easily. I don't know how many there are, but it seems there's at least 30 people lined up outside. Almost all of them are untalented men who want to become the patriarch. And that I have to defeat all of them. I don't wish for such a violence-filled daily life. I know that. However, if you don't do something you won't be able to leave here. And even if you keep hiding they might get impatient and come inside. We'll be in trouble if they act violently in the library. I guess so. Well then, what a troublesome thing. Dueling with a bunch of dirty men huh? Who benefits from this I wonder? It's not as if they're all men. It seemed like there was one girl as well. Seriously? Was she a cute girl? Rudeus-kun? Will you accept the duel from that girl? No, that can't be. I somehow or other shook my head to that threatening glance. However, I would like to see her face. I wonder where she came to know about me. But, doesn't it make you curious? If they were trying to get close with good intention, then of course that would make me curious. Of course, having them accompany me somewhere afterwards would be a talk for after my illness is cured. Is that so? You're curious? HNN. I don't know why but for some reason it seems Fitz Senpai is in a bad mood. I wonder if it was because he told me not to carelessly accept duels. Ah, that's right. I'm sure. Luke was guilty of something like that in the past and he was left to deal with it. That's why he's irritated at me for thinking about it so lightly. However, if it's become this sort of serious matter, can't the student council do something about it? It can't be helped during the in-heat season. If we were to forbid it, it would become something even more terrible. It seems that the student council is quite busy with various things during this season as well. There are many students who rampaged. There are also guys who act violently outside of the school grounds. Taking advantage of the strife during the duel, it seems there are guys who attack in the darkness as well. It seems the students attached to the student council protect the students who have low combat ability from such fellows. In small groups they patrol the school and if any misconduct occurs they stop it on the spot. Supposedly Fitz Senpai as well, after he showed his face here was going to enter into that sort of patrol rotation. If the student council is doing that kind of thing, then save me as well. Rudeus-kun, you should do something yourself. You can write? Fitz-senpai's tone today is somehow a lot colder than usual. I wonder if I did something to get on his nerves. No, it could be that he's remembered the examination from a while back. Fitz-senpai said he didn't mind that I won. However, here I'm sneakily running away. I'm sure if Fitz-senpai is known to have lost to a coward, his fame would fall. I've depended on Fitz-senpai in a variety of ways. I don't really want to do it, but here I should give it my best for once. I understand, for the sake of Fitz-senpai's honor, let's go with massacring those guys. Killing them is no good. I know that, it was a joke. Even though it's called a duel, we won't go as far as taking lives. There's that sort of unwritten law. Even though I say that, it might be that there's a strong one mixed in with them. I can't let my guard down. Let's go while bracing myself.
That's it guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want more and don't forget to like the videos.